5:30 a.m. The numbers on the digital clock glare back at me like a silent accusation in the dark. It is that specific time of morning where the world is dead quiet, the kind of silence that feels heavy, pressing down on your chest, suffocating you before you've even taken your first real breath of the day. Most men know this hour. It's the hour of the reckoning. It's the moment when you lie there, staring at the ceiling, waiting for a signal from your own body that isn't coming. For a man, the morning isn't just the start of a day, it is a biological status report. Nature designed us with a built-in diagnostic tool. When you are 20, you wake up with the morning salute, that undeniable, inconvenient, raging proof of life. It's your body's way of saying the systems are online, the blood is flowing, the testosterone is pumping, and you are ready to conquer whatever is outside that door. But lying there, in the grey pre-dawn light, I felt nothing. Down there, it was a ghost town. Just a heavy, lifeless silence. I felt like a rusted machine left out in the rain, seizing up, the gears grinding to a halt. I shifted slightly, careful not to wake her, my wife. She was sleeping just inches away, her back turned to me. Those inches felt like miles. They felt like an ocean of unsaid words and disappointed expectations. There is a specific kind of loneliness that only exists in a marriage that has lost its physical spark. It's not the loneliness of being alone. It's the loneliness of being a roommate to the woman you swore to love. I looked at the curve of her shoulder and felt a wave of shame so hot it made my face burn in the darkness. How many nights had I feigned sleep? How many times had I used the "I'm stressed with work" excuse, or "I'm just so tired tonight," knowing full well she saw right through the lies? She knew. She didn't say it, but I could see it in her eyes. That quiet pity, that subtle shift from looking at me like a lover to looking at me like a patient, or worse, like a brother. The decline hadn't been a cliff. It was a slow, agonizing slide. It started with softer erections, the kind that fade if you break concentration for a second. Then it was the loss of the morning wood. Then the libido just evaporated. It wasn't that I didn't love her, I adored her, but my body had checked out. I was a man living in a shell that refused to obey orders. I felt castrated by my own biology. And the worst part was the fear, the terrified realization that maybe this was it. Maybe this was just what getting older meant. You rust, you slow down, you fade away. I remember finally breaking down and going to the doctor. The waiting room was cold, filled with other men looking at the floor, flipping through magazines they weren't reading. The shame in that room was palpable. We were all there because we were broken. When I finally got into the office, the urologist, a man younger than me, barely looked up from his chart. He treated me like a defective toaster. He asked a few questions, scribbled some notes, and handed me a slip of paper. The prescription, the little blue pill. He acted like he was doing me a favor, like he had just handed me a second lease on life. I took it. Of course, I took it. I was desperate. I wanted to be a husband again, but nobody tells you about the reality of those pills. They don't show you the dark side in the commercials with the bathtubs on the beach. I remember the first night I used it. We had a date night, orchestrated to try and rekindle something. I popped the pill in the bathroom, feeling like a drug addict. Within 30 minutes, my face was flushed red. My head started to throb. A dull, rhythmic pounding behind my eyes. My heart was racing, hammering against my ribs like a bird trapped in a cage. Did it work? Technically. Hydraulically. But it felt artificial. It felt rented. My erection was there, but it felt disconnected from my brain, forced into existence by chemistry rather than desire. I was sweating, my chest felt tight, and all I could think about was, is this going to kill me? I looked at my wife and I knew she could tell. It wasn't intimacy, it was a medical procedure. Afterward, lying there with a headache that wouldn't quit, I felt hollow. I realized then that the pill wasn't a cure. It was a dangerous band-aid. It was forcing blood through pipes that were clearly corroded. That was the terrifying epiphany. My problem wasn't just ED. My problem was that my entire cardiovascular system was failing. If the blood couldn't get down there, it meant it was struggling to get everywhere. I wasn't just impotent. I was a walking heart attack waiting to happen. The pill was forcing pressure into a system that was clogged with plaque, corroded by age and poor diet. I was trying to redline an engine with a clogged fuel line. I realized that if I didn't fix the plumbing, if I didn't clear the rust, I wasn't just going to lose my marriage, I was going to lose my life. I knew I couldn't live on the pills. The side effects were brutal, and the lack of spontaneity was killing my soul. I needed a way to clean the pipes, to restore the flow naturally. I needed to understand what was actually happening inside my arteries. For any man who is exhausted by artificial fixes and wants to understand the real science behind saving his own body, I've left a guide in the first link of the description. The Vascular Pressure Blueprint. How mature men are flushing out arterial plaque to restore full, rigid blood flow naturally. It was this information that changed everything for me, but I want to explain exactly how I applied it. I stopped acting like a victim and started acting like an engineer. I've always been a guy who likes to fix things: cars, leaky faucets, broken furniture. Why couldn't I fix this? I started diving into the research, ignoring the glossy pharmaceutical ads and looking at the biochemistry. I went down the rabbit hole of vascular health. That's when I discovered the truth about the endothelium. Most men have never heard of it. I hadn't. It's the thin layer of cells that lines the inside of every blood vessel in your body. When you're young, this lining is smooth and slick, like Teflon. It produces a molecule called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is the magic key. It signals the blood vessels to relax and open up, allowing blood to surge in when you need it. It's the gas pedal for your erection. But as we age, that lining gets damaged. Plaque builds up. It's like rust inside a pipe. The Teflon turns into sandpaper. The endothelium stops producing nitric oxide. So when your brain sends the signal for arousal, the message gets lost. The valve is stuck. The blood can't get through the concrete-like plaque in your arteries. The blue pill tries to force the valve open with a crowbar, but it doesn't clean the pipe. I realized I needed a solvent. I needed a biological plunger. I needed to nourish that endothelial lining so it could start producing nitric oxide again naturally. I didn't need more testosterone. I needed better circulation. I needed to de-rust my arteries. That's when I stumbled upon a specific, unconventional morning habit. It wasn't a medication. It was a nutritional strategy based on raw, potent ingredients known to scour arterial plaque and boost endothelial health. I started a new ritual. Every morning at that same 5:30 a.m. hour, instead of lying in bed stewing in my own failure, I got up. I went to the kitchen. I took a tall glass of water and mixed in a specific combination of nutrients. It wasn't complicated, but it had to be consistent. The idea was to flood the body with these compounds on an empty stomach, right when the absorption rates are highest, to kickstart the nitric oxide production for the day. I looked at this drink not as a beverage, but as high-octane fuel cleaner. I imagined it going down, entering my bloodstream, and chipping away at the calcification in my veins. The first few days I felt nothing different, just the taste of the drink and the quiet of the kitchen. But I stuck with it. I treated it like a religion. I was done with the quick fixes. I was playing the long game now. By the second week, something shifted. It wasn't sexual at first, it was energy. The brain fog that had plagued me until noon started to lift. My hands and feet, which were usually cold, felt warmer. That was the first sign. Circulation was returning to the extremities. My blood pressure dropped 5 points. The system was depressurizing. The rust was breaking loose. Then came the morning I will never forget. It was about 3 weeks into this new routine. I woke up before the alarm. I shifted the covers, and I felt resistance. I paused, my heart skipping a beat. I looked down. There it was. Not a half-hearted attempt, but a full, rigid, undeniable morning salute. It was standing there like a flag planted on conquered territory. It had the violent force of my 20s. It was painful, urgent, and absolutely beautiful. I lay there for a moment, tears actually pricking my eyes. It sounds ridiculous to say that about an erection, but any man who has lost it knows exactly what I mean. It wasn't just about sex, it was proof of life. It was my body telling me, we are back online, the pipes are clear, the engine is running. That night I didn't make excuses. I didn't go to bed early to read. I walked into the bedroom with a confidence I hadn't felt in a decade. My wife was reading, her glasses perched on her nose. I sat on the edge of the bed and took the book from her hands. She looked at me, confused at first, expecting the usual good night peck on the cheek, but then she saw the look in my eyes. It wasn't the apologetic look of a broken man. It was the hungry look of a husband who wants his wife. I reached for her, and for the first time in years, I wasn't worried. I wasn't thinking about pills or timing or whether I would lose it. My body responded instantly, naturally. The plumbing was working. The nitric oxide was flowing. The rust was gone. The look of shock on her face, followed by a genuine flushed desire, was worth every second of the struggle. It wasn't mechanical. It was electric. We connected that night in a way we hadn't since our honeymoon. And afterward, holding her, listening to her ragged breathing, I felt a profound peace settle over me. I wasn't a roommate anymore. I was her man again. This wasn't a miracle. It was biology. It was mechanics. I had simply stopped treating the symptom and finally fixed the root cause. I had cleaned the engine. I look around now and I see so many men my age carrying that same heavy silence. I see the slump in their shoulders at the grocery store. I hear the self-deprecating jokes about getting old, and I want to shake them. We have accepted a narrative that decline is inevitable. We have been told that once you hit 40 or 50, you're supposed to just wither away. That is a lie that keeps us dependent on pharmaceuticals and keeps us disconnected from our own power. You don't have to accept the rust. You don't have to accept the shame of the spare room or the pity in your wife's eyes. Your body wants to heal. Your arteries can clear themselves if you give them the right tools. The endothelium is resilient. It just needs the right fuel to restart the nitric oxide factory. It's been 6 months now. The morning ritual is non-negotiable for me. I wake up ready. My energy is through the roof. My gym performance has doubled because my muscles are actually getting oxygenated blood. And my marriage is bulletproof. If you are sitting there, feeling that familiar dread, feeling like a ghost in your own home, listen to me. You have the right to fix the root cause and reclaim your dignity. You are not broken, you are just blocked, and blocks can be cleared. The exact step-by-step method I use every morning is in the first link of the description. The vascular pressure blueprint. How mature men are flushing out arterial plaque to restore full, rigid blood flow naturally. Don't let another morning go by where you wake up feeling less than you are. Don't let the silence win. Take control of your biology. Flush out the decay. Stand up. If this story resonated with you, if you felt that cold fear and you're ready to leave it behind, make sure to subscribe to this channel. We are building a brotherhood here of men who refuse to go quietly into the night. Men who are taking back their vitality through science and truth. I'll see you in the next video. Stay strong.